Hello and welcome back again to another episode of Into the 99 podcast, where we've got 99 cards because Commander's number one. I'm one of your hosts, Daniel. I'm joined again with Brian and Slothy. How's everyone doing again?
Oh, you know.
Yeah, we
Excellent.
are, for anyone who finished last week's episode, we're just continuing on the second part of the spoilers. There's too much. I like to actually be able to talk about the spoilers and not just have to rip through them, so a two-part is kind of what you guys are getting.
Yeah. There's a lot of mythics.
There is a lot of mythics, and then with the jumpstart stuff, but there's also a few commons and uncommons I wanted to talk about while we're going in here. So let's just jump right back into it early. I might, depending how everyone feels, maybe I'll release this one a little bit early. If not, it'll be just the normal weekly episode. But yeah, we'll get right back into it. And I'm just going to take these two lands quickly. We have Battlefield Forge, which is you tap to add a colorless or tap for 1 red or 1 white and 1 damage to you. And then we have Blast Zone, which is a new land, which I like a lot. It enters with a charge counter on it. Taps for a colorless, XX in a tap, X charge counters on it, 3 in a tap, destroy each non-land permanent with mana value equal to the number of charge counters on it.
Actually, Blast Zone is not a new card.
It's not a new card, it's a reprint?
Yeah, it's a reprint from War of the Spark.
Oh, I didn't think it was.
Yep.
It looks cool.
Yeah. Okay, well, it's not a new card. Slothy, do you want to take this next one?
Sure. This next one is Brotherhood's End, 1 double red for a sorcery. You can choose one. Brotherhood's End deals 3 damage to each creature and each planeswalker, or destroy all artifacts with mana value 3 or less.
That's a good card.
Yeah.
That's like a sweeper of mana rocks, which is rough. There's a ton of tokens in this set for like artifact creature tokens, but then it's also just a great creature sweep too.
Yeah.
3 mana is going to hit a lot.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We also have Brushland. It's just the same Pain Land, but Selesnya.
Art looks nice for the first one, not the extended art. I don't like it.
It's real plain. I don't like that at all.
Oh, it doesn't look like Brushland.
Looks very muddy.
Brushland at dusk.
Like, we live in the Brushland area. Yeah. I have never gone out somewheres and saw like a desolate, like smoking land.
Yeah, if it looked like this, I'd be like, "What is going on out here?" Yeah, we are the prairie people out here. Yeah.
Why do I live here?
Right. Brian, you want to take this next one here?
Sure. Here we have Death Bloom Ritualist. 3 black green elf warlock. Tap, add X mana of any one color where X is the number of creature cards in your graveyard. 3/5.
I really like the flavor text on it too. Each fallen friend was a seed of regret, eager to blossom again in Gaia's name. Love it.
Yeah, I really like that actually.
The next one, not a new card. Not a new card at all. Slothy. Get it?
Sure.
It's Diabolic Intent. 1 of the black. Sorcery is an additional cost. Sack a creature, search a library for a card, put it into your hand, and shuffle. That's great.
Yeah.
Nice. I'm happy to see this come back, actually.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I haven't even started to brew these next few like artifact kind of things because my brain can only brew so many things at once. Slothy, take this first one, please.
Sure. This next one is Drofna, founder of Latnam. 1 in a blue for a 2/1 legendary creature, human artificer advisor. 1 in a blue, return target artifact you control to its owner's hand, or 3, pay 3 and tap it to copy target artifact spell you control.
That's so good.
This should have partner with Hurkyle.
That would be really cool. Yeah, this is just a really, really cool card. Like, I love every part of this. Any of your ETB, like, I love a Torrential Gearhulk. I love a good Torrential Gearhulk. Beautiful artwork on both versions of the card. And then I can just 2 mana bring it back, and then I can copy them. It's wicked. This isn't a token entering. This is a weird doubling season rule where they're like, the token is not a token. It just becomes it's something. So this one won't doubling season up, but you're in mono blue. Who cares?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Makes sense, actually. Yeah, mono blue.
I also obviously have to talk about the next card because it's real cool bear artwork. We understand who I am as a person. 2 double green for a sorcery, Fade from History, sorcery. Each player who controls an artifact or enchantment creates a 2/2 green bear token, then destroy all artifacts and enchantments. I love it. Yeah, just a real big setup. It's just, here you go. Here's your bear token. Goodbye, enchantments.
I don't need more enchantment removal. We need emblem removal.
Mass enchantment and artifact removals is big.
Mm-hmm.
Here's protection. Now you can't come back in.
Oh, I hadn't read this one, and I have to talk about this one too, because this is everything I love in Magic. Fateful Handoff. 3 and a black for a sorcery. Draw cards equal to the mana value of target artifact or creature you control, and opponent gains control of that permanent. I love to just give nonsense stuff away.
You do.
I love it. And a lot of times, like I play so many things like a Font of Mythos, like even a 4 mana give someone else the Font of Mythos, I don't lose anything at it.
Yeah.
I like that. I'm going to put this in something like Send Triplets, so that when I play people's stuff, I can nicely give it back finally.
See, Send Triplets can be group hug too.
Yeah, exactly. The group triplets. Brian, you want this next one?
We have Fauna Shaman, 1 and a green. Elf Shaman, 1 green and tap. Discard a creature card. Search your library for a creature card, reveal it, and put it into your hand, then shuffle. It is a 2/2.
It's a great reprint.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
I thought it sounded familiar.
Yeah, it's new artwork, that's why, but yeah, it's a great reprint.
Mm-hmm. Next up, we got Feldon Ronum Excavator, 1 and a red for a 2/2 legendary creature, human artificer with haste. Feldon Ronum Excavator can't block, and whenever Feldon is dealt damage, exile that many cards from the top of your library, choose one of them. Until the end of your next turn, you may play that card.
Yeah, this is one I don't actually think is that great for Commander.
No.
It's not a play for free. It's not like it's pretty weak. I could see it being like in like a smaller format, like a nice aggro 2/2 beater that gives you access to more stuff. But
yeah.
I don't even know how I would play that.
Yeah, right. We also have Fortified Beach as another land. When it enters, you can reveal a soldier from your hand. It enters tapped unless you reveal a soldier. It adds white or blue, and then for 5 mana, soldiers you control get 1/1 till end of turn. I like it.
Yeah. I'm missing out. Did they not do an extended art for the Fauna Shaman? Because I think that they missed the mark on that one. Like that with all the green creatures in the background.
Yeah.
Wizards, what are you doing?
We also have Geology Enthusiast, 3 double blue for human artificer, 2/5. The beginning of your end step, you create a tapped Power Stone token. These Power Stones, I don't know how I feel about them. Like, unless you're solely artifacts, they just kind of suck.
Yeah,
I guess though, if you're like playing, like you got like a lot of the Tezzeret effects where you can turn your stuff into it, like a Rise and Shine when you power. Yeah, I see it. Okay.
I think like Artifact already was very powerful, and now I just feel like you're giving him a lot more mana ramp. Yeah, like
if you could use it to cast like artifact spells or abilities, I would see. But just artifact spells is, I don't know. It's not as great as I want it to be.
With it being called up. Oh, sorry.
I was just saying. Then the end abilities: draw a card, put a 1/1 counter on Geology Enthusiast. Yeah, nice.
Yeah, and I just find like the Power Stone, like hearing the word Power Stone to me, it sounds like I should be able to repower an artifact and like bring it back. Like it just
pretty not powerful of you to not be able to use the mana.
Yep. Even like they're all these things like they make the they make the Power Stones, but yeah, like you mentioned, we can't use it towards their abilities. Like wop wop.
This next one's also silly flavor text. Brian, you want this one?
Sure. Jixian Puppeteer, 3 and a black. Phyrexian Warlock. Whenever you draw your second card each turn, each opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. When Gixian Puppeteer dies, return another target creature card with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. To some desecration, to Gix decoration.
Yeah. I think it's pretty cool.
Seems like a Mogus card.
Yeah. This
or Nekuzar.
Yeah, very true. The command cycle from this, by the way, is really good. Slothy, you want to start us off with this one?
Yeah. This next one is Gix's Command, 3 double black for a sorcery. You can choose 2. Put 2 +1/+1 counters on up to 1 creature. Gains lifelink until end of turn. Destroy each creature with power 2 or less. Return up to 2 creature cards from your graveyard to your hand. Or each opponent sacrifices a creature with the highest power among creatures they control.
Yeah, it's a pretty solid command.
Yeah, I like this one.
The next one I also really like. I think it's pretty cool. It's Gwenna, Eyes of Gaia. 2 and a green for legendary Elf Druid Scout, a 2/3. It taps for 2 mana like 2 mana in any combination of colors. Spend it only to cast creature spells or activate abilities of a creature card. Yeah, activate abilities of a creature or creature card. Okay, yeah. And then whenever you
That's
cast,
how the Power Stone should have been worded.
yes, exactly. Then whenever you cast a creature spell with power 5 or greater, you put a 1/1 counter on Gwenna, Eyes of Gaia, and untap it. So if you can get something like if you're able to get enough of these out, let's say we just get a Helm of the Host kind of combo going. At a certain point, once I have enough of these Gwennas, I can just like constantly like Temur Sabertooth a Terastodon back to hand and just be like, blow all lands up, untap it every time. I really, really like that untap ability to just keep ramping me harder and harder and harder.
Who hurt you?
Everyone I play with, Brian. Everyone I play with. Right? Brian, you take this next one because you like all the new cool humans.
Oh man, he takes that in the wrong way. We have Hajar, Loyal Bodyguard, a red and green legendary creature, human soldier. Sacrifice Hajar, Loyal Bodyguard. Legendary creatures you control get +1/+0, gain indestructible until end of turn. I swear there's already humans that have that ability.
Yeah. Well, the fact that you've got a 2-drop 3/3 is pretty good. And a 2-drop,
that's true.
A 2-drop 3/3 as well. That's gonna like make make legendary creatures stronger is really good.
I feed him to Sylvar to make him indestructible with double indestructible.
Yeah, I'll take the land and then you, Slothy. So it's Hall of Tagson. Taps for colorless. Pay 1 and a tap. Add 1 mana of any color. 4 and a tap. You create a tapped Power Stone token.
Next up, we got Harbin Vanguard Aviator. White and a blue for a 3/2 legendary human soldier with flying. All these human soldiers. Whenever you attack with 5 or more soldiers, creatures you control get +1/+1 and gain flying until end of turn.
I like that one.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
It kind of looks like Dune, the mosquito-looking Dune choppers.
Brian, you take this next one.
Hostile Negotiations. That's any time you play with Dan.
It's all hostile negotiations.
3 and a black, instant. Exile the top 3 cards of your library in a face-down pile. Then exile the top 3 cards of your library in another face-down pile. Look at the cards in each pile. Then turn a pile of your choice face up. An opponent chooses one of those piles. Put that pile into your hand and the other into your graveyard. You lose 3 life.
I really like that card. I think it's super cool.
Art's pretty cool.
Yeah. Do you wanna go with what's behind the closed door or take this open briefcase? I really, really like it. Yeah. Obviously, Slothy, take the next one. I know.
Are we doing this next one because it was also in the Mythic slot, or
no? This is a different one, is it not?
Or no?
Why is it
This
Mythic?
Burgomaster Wizard is exactly the same.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Artwork, I'm assuming.
No, artwork's the same too.
Just they have it listed as a mythic and a rare?
Yep.
All right. Well, then take the one after it.
We got Hercule's Final Meditation for triple blue for an instant. As long as it's not your turn, the spell costs 3 more to cast. Return all non-land permanents to their owner's hand and end the turn.
I love it. I love end the turn.
I like this one.
Let me tell you, though, a 10 mana end the turn is a little steep. It's a little steep for sure.
See, 10 mana end the turn with a Cyclonic Rift overload attached to it.
Yeah, for everyone.
Yeah.
I like this more than just then it's not just one player getting the benefit. It's like, okay, the board state's getting crazy. Let's reset it and just have lands. I like that.
Yeah.
We also have Kayla's command, 1 double white for sorcery, choose 2, create 2 colorless construct artifact creature tokens, put a 1/1 counter on a creature you control, it gains double strike until end of turn, search your library for a basic, plains, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle, you gain 2 life, you scry 2. Not horrible at 3 mana. I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
Ryan, next one.
Kind of curious about taking the next one, but I'll do this one too.
I'll do this next one then. Kayla's Reconstruction, X triple white. Sorcery, look at the top 7 cards of your library, put up to X artifact and or creatures with mana value 3 or less from among them onto the battlefield. Put the rest on the bottom in a random order. So I like that. It's already going to look at 7. You can be like, I'll put 3 into this. I just want 3 of my 3 or less ones. It's not horrible.
Yeah.
All right, Brian, next one, please.
So here we have Legions to Ashes. 1 black white sorcery, exile target non-land permanent and opponent controls, and all tokens that player controls with the same name as that permanent. I don't like that. I want to take apart my Adrix and Nev now.
I looked at it first and I was like, this isn't that great. And then I was like, you know what? Exile target non-land permanent 3 is already great. Exile target non-land permanent and wipe the field of those tokens is really, really great.
There goes all those dryads.
That's rough. That's real rough.
Yeah.
I used to have mana.
I think everyone wants to talk about this next one, but I'll let Slothy take this next one because it's so stupid. I love it. I love this card. I immediately started brewing it when I saw it.
This next one is Liberator, Urza's Battle Thopter. 3 mana for a 1/2 legendary artifact creature Thopter. It's got flash and flying. You may cast colorless spells and artifact spells as though they had flash. And whenever you cast a spell, if the amount of mana spent to cast that spell is greater than Liberator Urza's Battle Thopter power, put a +1/+1 counter on Liberator. I love it. I love it so much.
I'm going to start just calling this card Lub Lub. It's the sound the Thopter makes. It's Liberator Urza's Battle Thopter. Lub 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 Lub. I love this card. It's so silly.
Whenever you go to combat with this card, you just have to say that.
I make it
through the entire combat.
Yeah, that's how
annoyance.
That's how I announce I'm changing phases. I'm powering it up. Lub 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 lub. Can you please stop, Daniel? No, no, I cannot. We've got Llanowar Waste as well, another Pain land, just the Golgari one with really cool artwork. Again, I think that these are a miss on these full art ones.
I like this full art one more than Scrubland, but not by much.
But like, look at the not full art one. That's really cool.
That one is really pretty.
All right, so the next one that we have is Lauren of the Third Path. 2 and a white for Human Artificer, 2/1 with Vigilance. When Lauren of the Third Path enters, destroy up to 1 target artifact or enchantment, and then you and target opponent each draw a card. I like this. I've got a lot of decks that would run something like this. Targeted group hug is always fun. Mono white group hug, I don't know how well that is. If you guys let me partner this with the monkey, then we're in business. Lauren and the monkey, we're good.
Lauren looks like she might be allergic to the monkey.
Lauren looks like, yeah. That looks like a miserable person, but yes. I like that card a lot. I think that it's really, really I think that it's a really fun ability. Just the ETB blowing cards up is great. And I like the targeted draw a lot.
Yeah.
This next card looks like it's almost like Terminators, like half of the mechanoids like partnered with humans.
Yeah.
Take it away.
We have Mechanized Warfare. 1 and 2 red enchantment. If a red or artifact source you control would deal damage to an opponent or a permanent an opponent controls, it deals that much damage +1 instead. I could totally get behind that.
This with Fiery Emancipation in a Torbrand deck. I like it.
Oh man, and those land cards, this would go in Mogus too.
Yeah.
Whenever a player plays land or taps land, deals 2 damage, take 3.
That's a lot, yeah.
Yeah.
Just cause.
I'll take this Misery Shadow. It's 1 and a black. It's a shade, 2/2. If the creature an opponent controls would die, exile instead. Pay 1 mana, it gets 1/1 till end of turn. I like it. It's not horrible. Really, really good hate for reanimation decks.
Yeah.
I wanted Slothy to continue my command cycle.
Sure. This next one is Mishra's Command. It's X and a red. It's sorcery, choose 2. Choose target player. They may discard up to X cards. Then they draw a card for each card discarded this way. This spell deals X damage to target creature. The spell deals X damage to target planeswalker, or target creature gets +X/+0 and haste until end of turn.
I personally think this is the weakest of all these commands that I've seen so far.
So far, yeah, I agree.
I like the dragon in the background.
Yeah. Then we've got Mishra's Foundry. Taps for a colorless. Pay 2, it becomes a 2/2 assembly worker. It's still a land. Pay 1 to tap. Target attacking assembly worker gets 2/2 until end of turn. Meh.
I like the old style art.
Yeah.
Do you want to take this one, Brian?
The Mishra, Tamer of Makfawa.
Yeah,
or however that is pronounced.
I believe in
it. 3 black red, legendary creature, Human Artificer. Permanents you control have ward, sacrifice a permanent. Woof. Each artifact card.
I didn't even read that part. Brutal.
Yeah.
You want to target something, sacrifice something. Each artifact card in your graveyard has unearth 1 black red. And then we have the cool art too.
I really like these like plan arts.
Yeah.
I think they're really cool that way.
Yeah.
Apparently,
Yeah,
I guess
sure.
during the war here, we had trench warfare from the next one.
I really like this next one here. Over the top. How it's my play style.
Yeah.
5 double red. It's a sorcery. Each player reveals a number of cards from the top of their library equal to the number of non-land permanents they control. Puts all permanent cards revealed this way onto the battlefield and puts the rest into their graveyard. That's so cool.
Yeah.
I love it.
I really like that.
That's really, really cool. Each player reveals a number of cards from the top until so you just, whatever you get, like if you have 10 permanents, here's 10 more. This is going into Banana Monkey. All hail Banana Monkey.
Another great reprint. Next, you got Painful Quandary, 3 double black enchantment. Whenever an opponent casts a spell, that player loses 5 life unless they discard a card.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
good.
I like the artwork. That's super
really
cool. Like ripping the soul out of the person.
Yeah.
In Mishra's desperation to destroy his brother, he allowed Gix to destroy him instead.
Rough. I like it.
Yeah.
We also have Perennial Behemoth, 5 colorless for a 2/7 beast, which is weird stats again.
Mhm.
You can play lands from your graveyard. I like that. And then it's got Unearth for double green.
I like it.
Right? The Unearth stuff is really cool in this set.
Mm-hmm.
On the Mishra, I gave it to all artifacts.
Yeah.
Hey, there's that Phyrexian Dragon engine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take it away, Brian.
Costs 3 colorless, and as an artifact creature, Phyrexian Dragon, double strike. When Phyrexian Dragon engine When Phyrexian Dragon engine enters the battlefield from your graveyard, you may discard your hand. If you do, draw 3 cards. Unearth 3 and 2 red.
Solid.
Melds with Mishra, claimed by Gix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the old art for this one too.
Yeah, it's cool.
This one's Queen Kayla Bin Krug. 1 a red and a white for a 2/3 legendary creature, human noble. You can pay 4 and tap, discard all the cards in your hand, then draw that many cards. You may choose an artifact or creature card with mana value 1 you discarded this way. Then do the same for an artifact or creature cards with mana values 2 and 3. Return those cards to the battlefield. Activate only as a sorcery.
It's a really cool ability.
I really like this.
Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna build this one.
Yeah.
That mech in the background looks so dope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Throwing those things away, like, because again, you're going to make a deck built around just this 1, 2, 3 and like a discard theme stuff. So any of your madness cards are going to function with this in a really cool fashion. But I like the artifact reanimation style that they keep going for.
Yeah. And I like that this is artifact or creature too.
Oh, it is or creature. That's very cool. Yeah. Because there's a lot of really good, like Boros aggro that way.
Yeah. And I really like that this one's not just artifacts.
Yep. We also have Razorlash Transmorgant, 2 colorless for a zombie 3/1. Can't block, pay 4 and 2 black, return it from your graveyard to the battlefield with a 1 counter on it. Costs 4 less to activate it if an opponent controls 4 or more non-basic lands. Not horrible.
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah, I wanted Brian to have this next one.
We got Doge, Rescue Retriever, 3 and 2 white, Dog Soldier, Flash. When Rescue Retriever enters the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on each other soldier you control. Prevent all damage that would be dealt to other attacking soldiers you control.
I love this card.
Yep.
I think it's really cool.
This one's really good.
There's a lot of great soldiers. Like Slothy, take this next one.
Sure. This next one is Siege Veteran. 2 and a white for a 2/2 human soldier. At the beginning of combat on your turn, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. And whenever another non-token soldier you control dies, create a 1/1 colorless soldier artifact creature token.
Pretty good.
Whenever someone dies, they're just borging them up, and
death is just a career change. Yeah.
Man, I could see some really sweet, like if you're in a Star Trek making proxies, like all these soldier tokens are Borgs.
Fair.
Yeah.
We also have Simian Simulacrum, 3 mana for an artifact creature ape. I think everyone knows where this is going. It's 2/1. It enters the battlefield, put 2/1 counters on target creature you control, and it has Unearth. It's not very good, but it's not horrible because it's going in the monkey.
It will have the bananas.
Yeah, again, I don't know if that monkey is a real card or not. I want it to be so badly, and if it's not, I'm gonna still build it.
Yeah.
The picture for it was really weird. It's like they took a bad picture of the foil version.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's odd. Brian, you want this next one?
Sky Strike Officer, 2 and a blue. Human soldier flying. Whenever Sky Strike Officer attacks, create a 1/1 colorless soldier creature token and tap 3 untapped soldiers you control to draw a card. It's a 2/3.
Azorius Soldiers is not something I thought I'd see.
Yeah.
Right.
But it's pretty cool. Slothy, you want this next one? This next one's part of the story. Like, it's a big part of what's actually going on.
This next one is a Soul Partition. 1 and a white for an instant. Exile target non-land permanent. For as long as that card remains exiled, its owner may play it. A spell cast by an opponent this way costs 2 more to cast.
I do like that.
Yeah, I enjoyed that.
You can save something of yours if you need to with it, but you can also just make something be like, okay, it's gone for now, but you're on thin ice.
Yeah.
Brian, you want to take this angel?
Oh, this looks like such an angel here. We have Steel Seraph.
Biblically accurate angels.
Yeah, right. 6 colorless. And it does have prototype 1 and 2 white flying. At the beginning of combat on your turn, target creature you control gains your choice of flying, vigilance, or lifelink until end of turn. Let's go in keywords.
Yeah, it's a very cool card. I wanted to talk about this next one because I'm in love with this card and I cannot wait to build this card in probably multiple versions. We have Tawnos the Toymaker, and I can't wait to play this. 3/1 blue 1 green. It's a 3/5 human artificer. Whenever you cast a beast or bird creature spell, you may copy it, except the copy is an artifact in addition to its other types. I really, really like this card a lot.
I love this one.
Yeah, I think this is going to be really fun. I love like a good Birds of Paradise. I love all that. This, in my opinion, is the perfect spot for that bird's secret lair. Like the Birds of Paradise, the Gilded Goose, Swan Song, all of those things. Perfect spot to put these. We're playing birds. Then you get bolted.
Mm-hmm.
I wish that this included white because there's so many cool bird cards in white, but I understand why it didn't.
Yeah.
Seeing this next card, I really hope that they come back and they're like, so we're going to reclassify dragons as a type of worm.
Fair. Well, you take this next one then, Brian.
We got Teething Wormlet, 1 green creature worm. Teething Wormlet has Death Touch as long as you control 3 or more artifacts. Whenever an artifact enters the battlefield under your control, you gain 1 life. If this is the first time this ability has resolved this turn, put a +1/+1 counter on Teething Wormlet.
Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah.
That's a 1/1.
Slothy, you want this next one?
I sure do. I quite like this card. This is Terizian Mindbreaker. It's 7 mana for a 6/4 artifact creature Juggernaut. Whenever Terizian Mindbreaker attacks, defending player mills half their library rounded up. It's got Unearth for 1 and triple blue.
Gross.
That's rough.
This is directly into Bruvac.
Oh, yeah. That's a rough one.
Yeah. Whenever it attacks, defending player just mills their library.
We also have the Terriblest 7 mana construct 5/3. It's an artifact. It's got Menace. Whenever it attacks, you may sack another creature. When you do, destroy target creature an opponent controls. And then it also has Unearth 3 double black.
This is a dope looking.
Yeah, it's a really cool sack outlet.
Yeah.
I was going to say the card, the art's dope.
Oh, yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, I really like the art.
They actually, I snorted there. This is a really kind of, and I've really enjoying these different constructs that they're coming out for all the different colors.
Yeah. This is the one that melds with the Urza Planeswalker thing.
Might Stone and Weak Stone.
So, yeah. When it enters, it's 5 mana artifact legendary. I think, like I said, I'm pretty sure that they said that you can play these as partner things. If you wanted to, I would let you. So if that's not a rule, do it. But you guys get it. It has choose one when it enters. You draw 2 cards. Target creature gets -5/-5, or you tap, add 2 mana. It can't be used to cast non-artifact spells. And my phone has come off of silent. I'm going to put that right back on silent. Excellent. Okay. The next one I wanted to talk about as well, because I have to. The Stasis Coffin is one of the silliest cards I've ever seen printed. 3 mana, legendary artifact, pay 2, tap it, exile it, you gain protection from everything until your next turn. I have a very creative deck, which is my favorite deck I've ever built, about skipping my turns. So if I get this off, you will never kill me. I won't take a turn again. Protection from everything. Suck it, guys. I just love this card.
Yeah, this one's pretty good.
That's interesting. I never even thought about that.
About that, the skipping my turns thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love abusing those skip the turn effects.
Next up we've got the Stone Brain, legendary artifact for 2. Pay 2 and tap it to exile a Stone Brain. Choose a card name. Search target opponent's graveyard, hand, and library for up to 4 cards with that name and exile them. That player shuffles, then draws a card for each card exiled from their hand this way. Activate only as a sorcery.
Well, this would be good in standard or modern.
And in a format that's not singleton.
Unless you're playing the persistent practitioners.
Yeah. Petitioners or
those other ones.
Shadowborn Apostles.
The Dragon's Approach thing in my Neheb deck. I wouldn't like it. Oh no, it's for up to 4, but still, yeah, this is better in, again, not Commander. Isn't it weird that when we look at a standard legal set, we're just like, that's garbage for Commander. Next. This is like that format is dead.
Yeah,
it's rough. Brian, do you want to take this? I think this is something you'd like.
The Temporal Anchor, 3 blue legendary artifact. At the beginning of your upkeep, scry 2. Whenever you choose to put 1 or more cards on the bottom of your library while scrying, exile that many cards from the bottom of your library. During your turn, you may play cards exiled with Temporal Anchor.
I think it's cool. I think it's very cool.
Yeah, this one's neat.
Everything you scry, you can either keep at the top or put at the bottom. I like that a lot.
And it's like an extended hand if you don't have an infinite hand size.
Yeah, very true. I also like this Thran Spider, 3 mana for an artifact creature spider, 2/4 with reach. When it enters, you and target opponent each create a tapped Power Stone. 7 mana, you look at the top 4 cards of your library. You can reveal an artifact from among them, put it into your hand, put the rest on the bottom in a random order. It's okay. It's cool looking, but...
Yeah. Next up, we've got Titania's Command. 4 double green for sorcery. You can choose 2. Exile target player's graveyard. You gain 1 life for each card exiled this way. Search library for up to 2 land cards. Put them on the battlefield tapped and then shuffle. Create 2 2/2 green bear creature tokens. Or put 2 +1/+1 counters on each creature you control.
That's crazy.
I love this one.
Up to 2 lands. So again, it's the same thing. I will get a Tabernacle Cradle. I will get Cabal Coffers Urborg, followed by 4 Power of Bears.
Yeah, that's insane that it's not 2 like basic lands.
2 basic lands tapped, and the other effect would be fair and balanced. Yeah, but like this is rough. This is like, hey, I'm gonna fetch Dark Depths Vesuva.
Mm-hmm.
I have a 2020.
Yeah, don't mind me. Yeah, or Dark Depths Thespian Stage. It's a lot.
So
this
is the only command that doesn't have a full art or alt art.
Maybe there's one, but regardless, again, I can't see any reason to not play this in most decks. This is just a green staple. Like it's gonna search you 2 lands, that's already a played card in like Hour of Promise and stuff like that. Very playable card.
Yeah.
It's got exile, life gain. It's got creature token creation, and then 2 1/1 counters on each creature you control. That's big. Like especially if let's say that you're in a deck that's using the what's the Sapperling creator one you like, Brian?
Oh, Tender Shoot.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? And Tender Shoot's already, it makes them, Sapperlings get 2/2, or is it?
Yeah.
So yeah, you get to go get, like, you exile the land, and then you make, like, your Sapperlings 5/5s, like a huge token buff. I just think that this card's got the best utility of the ones I've seen so far.
Yeah, this one's, it's insane.
It's pretty rough. Brian, you want this next one? I think you'd like it.
Ocasia Dig Site Mentor. 1. It is the colors I like. Green, white, blue, a legendary creature, human artificer. Creatures you control have vigilance and tap surveil 1. Pay 2. 2 forest, 2 plains, and 2 islands. Exile Tocasia Dig Site Mentor. From your graveyard, return any number of target artifact cards with total mana value 10 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Activate only as a sorcery.
Bant artifact in reanimate.
Hilarious.
I've seen it all.
Oh, we can just stop right here, right?
I've truly seen it all now. I think that would be a really interesting thing to build.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be, and it's like, what's the other one? The 10 or less, the black creature. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, you're gonna definitely want to make copies of this somehow that you can exile instead. Because I don't think if I made like a clone, I don't think I can use the ability before the legend rule would kill it, would it?
Well, she has to be in your graveyard.
She doesn't have to. Oh, exile her from your graveyard. Well, I'm bad at reading, Brian.
That's why I'm here, Dan.
That's fair. Okay. That makes it a little different.
Yeah.
Yeah. We also have Tocasia's Welcome, 2 and a white. Whenever one or more creatures with mana value 3 or less enter under your control, draw a card. It triggers only once a turn because it's a white card. Of course it does.
Yep. I have to do that. Nerf it.
Oh, the next one, by the way, Junk Skull Clamp. I love it.
I like that it equips for a single black.
Well, go ahead and read it.
So we got Transmogrant's Crown. Cost 2. Artifact is equipment. Equipped creature gets +2/+0, and whenever equipped creature dies, draw a card. It either equips for 2 colorless or a single black.
It's just bad Skull Clamp in every way.
Yeah,
it's stuck in black only decks. It's more just to equip. It's just bad Skull Clamp. I've seen the meme a bunch of times, and it's just like, Mom, can we have Skull Clamp? No, we have Skull Clamp at home, and then it's like the Skull Clamp at home.
Yeah.
I like it.
That's funny.
Yeah. We have Tyrant of Care Ridges, 4 double red for a dragon, 4/5 when it enters, 4 damage to any target, and then it's got fire breathing. Pay 1, it gets 1/0 till end of turn.
Yeah.
Then we also have the Underground River, the Dimir Painland.
Yeah.
Brian?
Again, the non-full art looks better with the bodies.
Yeah, these aren't good. These aren't good full art ones, and I don't know what it is about them. Like, is it all the same artist for these full art ones?
Sorry, Alexander.
No.
It's not the same?
I don't think.
It does look like it. It looks like it's Rob Alexander for at least the last 2 I saw.
Or maybe it is. I might have just read that wrong.
Let me see one more. It's the same one. It's not great artwork. Yeah. Not great artwork. Sorry to this Rob Alexander person, but it's not good. Again, maybe some people like it. I'm not one of those people.
It just looks muddy.
It just the other one looks so like cool and vibrant. Like it's even as like a black card, like it looks like bodies crawling out of the bubbling muck. It's awesome. And then the other's just like, here is generic cave creek.
Underground marsh.
Yeah, I don't know. All right, Brian, you take this next one.
So we got Urza, Prince of Krug. 2 white blue, legendary creature, human artificer. Artifact creatures you control get +2/+2. Like, ugh. Our Urzas need to get any better here. So we got pay 6 colorless, create a token that's a copy of target artifact you control, except it's a 1/1 soldier creature in addition to its other types. So you could make a standalone artifact creature token.
Well, you could make Phyrexian portal tokens.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But you could it's a creature too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a creature Mirage Mirror. It's a mirror with legs.
True.
You're making the Beauty of the Beast castle in the real life here.
True. I think this is a phenomenally playable card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the artwork is very cool.
Once again, I love these
alternate
arts. Yeah. It reminds me a lot of like the D&D alternate arts. It's a lot of which I loved those ones too.
I like the differing flavor text. Like the first one is like, it looks like younger Urza. The prince consort was happy to let Yodia's coffers fund his extravagant research. And then on the newer one where he's a bit older, it's At heart, Urza was an inventor, not a warlord. Over time, the burdens of leadership left him as cold and calculating as his mechanical creations.
Yeah.
I think that this is going to be a chase card one. Like, I think a lot of people are going to want to build this with this version.
Mm-hmm.
It's me. I'm a lot of people.
You hate them, yes.
Yeah, true. Slothy, you take this next one?
This next one is Urza's Command, 2 double blue for an instant. Choose 2 creatures you don't control, get -2/-0 until end of turn. Create a tapped Power Stone token. Create a tapped 0/0 colorless construct artifact creature token with this creature gets +1/+1 for each artifact you control, or scry 1, then draw a card.
Yep.
After the green one, it just feels underwhelming.
True.
Is green best?
The
that's
titanium one is not silly. We also have Visions of Phyrexia. I do like this one. Minus, again, I just think the Power Stone restriction sucks.
Yep.
Visions of Phyrexia is 2 and then 2 red. Beginning of your upkeep, exile the top card of your library. You may play it this turn. I love stuff like that. The beginning of your end step, if you didn't play it, if you didn't play a card from exile this turn, you create a tapped Power Stone token. But again, they just have such a weak ability. Like make it like a Mind Stone or something where it just taps for a colorless. And then it's great, phenomenal ramp. It's so playable, but this is just so bad out of the, like, am I playing like exile based artifacts?
Right.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, they don't. I don't like it at all.
Like, yeah, no.
So we have looks like it's our last rare in the set, the Woodcaller Automation, 10 colorless. It's a construct. It does have prototype, so 2 and 2 green. When Woodcaller Automation enters the battlefield, if you cast it, untap target land you control. It becomes a tree folk creature with haste and base power and toughness equal to Woodcaller Automation's power and toughness. It's still a land.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's generally the rare section. There was a few of the uncommons that I wanted to touch on.
Before we jumped there, though, this art, I love it. You have that mech, and then you have like the big tree behind them with a shield and a mace.
Yeah, it's very cool. The mech artwork in this stuff looks so cool. I was wondering how they were going to make it look like it wasn't silly. But
yeah.
Oh, and as we've seen, the green one was the only command without a double print.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So first off, I just want to rip through some of these like uncommons as we read them. So number 1 is Audacity. I think it's very cool. It's 1 green for an aura. It gets 2/0 and trample, and when it's put into the graveyard from the battlefield, you draw a card. That's going to be pretty solid.
Yeah. I'm happy to see Blanchwood Armor get a reprint.
In really, really phenomenal artwork too.
Yeah, that full art one with the other border looks great.
Yeah. For anyone who doesn't know, it's 2 and a green. Enchant creature gets 1/1 for each forest you control, and that can slot in. It generally was stuck in mono green, but now with Yavimaya, that can be anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
I also like this battery bearer thing, the 2, 1 green, 1 blue. Creatures you control have tap to add a colorless. It can't be cast for non-artifact. That's how I don't know. That's the same restriction, but But whenever you cast an artifact spell with mana value 6 or greater, you draw a card. That is pretty playable. This one, as well as a card I'm stocking up on for my binder. Bushwhack. It's 1 green. It's an uncommon. You choose one. It's a sorcery. Search your library for a basic land, reveal it, put it into your hand, and shuffle. That's great. I've got no problem with that 1 mana ability to fix, or target creature you control fights target creature you don't control.
Yeah.
Sorry, with that other card being printed already, I just saw search your library for a land card.
Which one?
The all lands are basic lands.
Yep, exactly. I think Bushwhack is just a phenomenal card. Like, there's so many games where a Cultivate really, really comes in clutch, and this is just half of the Cultivate effect for under half the mana.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
I'm really liking another one a little bit further down.
Okay.
That looks cool.
I love.
First, I just want to talk this Calamity's Wake as well. This is a great instant. 1 and a white, you exile all graveyards. Players can't cast non-creature spells this turn. You exile Calamity's Wake. That's a really, really powerful removal. Again, you're stopping people from being able to do their shenanigans storm off with 1 card, as well as blowing graveyards up. I like it a lot.
There's a lot of graveyard decks, and I don't see, like, I'm seeing less and less Bajuka Bogs and things along those lines.
True. Which is the one you saw that you wanted to talk about, Slothy?
I just really like the art on Dreams of Steel and Oil.
Yeah.
It's 1 black for a sorcery. Target opponent reveals their hand. You choose an artifact or creature card from it. Then choose an artifact or creature card from their graveyard. Exile the chosen cards. For 1 black, that's not bad.
True.
And that art is phenomenal.
Dreams of Steel and Oil, is that the one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that does look cool. I like the white Phyrexian symbol in the background.
Mm-hmm.
The one that I wanted to talk about is right above it, the Cradle Clear Cutter for 6 colorless. It's a golem, so prototype still, 2 and a green. But if you tap it, add an amount of force equal to Cradle Clear Cutter's power.
Yeah.
Solid.
Yeah, and it just looks like the artwork just looks really cool. I enjoy that.
There's also this Haywire Mite, which I think is very, very playable. It's a 1 mana, 1/1 insect. When it dies, you gain 2 life, which is solid. Pay 1 green, sacrifice it, exile target non-creature artifact or non-creature enchantment. That's great for like an early game blocker beater. It's great into like a life gain deck, like a Nethroi or like the Strixhaven, like Golgari life gain kind of stuff. But just that 1 mana sack it to exile a non-artifact, like a non-creature artifact or enchantment, is really, really good.
Horn Stone Seeker. I love the art because it's like a horned lizard.
Which one?
The Horn Stone Seeker. It's the one on the right of that row.
That is a pretty cool one. They do have a few uncommon ones in there. So there's also Lauren, Disciple of History, 3 and a white. It's 3/3. When it or another legendary creature enters into your control, return target artifact from your graveyard to your hand. I like that.
Oh, wow. I think I found one that I'm going to have to grab. But Slothy, if you actually have one before me, please.
No, go ahead.
Lay down arms for 1 white. Exile target creature with mana value less than or equal to the number of planes you control. Its controller gains 3 life.
Yeah. Solid removal again. The exile really puts in work.
I try, like, I don't run a lot of like mass removal. I like to try to have just answers for the problem at hand.
Yeah.
So this targeted removal, love it.
Just does what you need.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
I also really liked Meticulous Excavation. I posted about that one earlier. It's the 1 white for an enchantment. 2 and a white, return target permanent you control to its owner's hand. If it has Unearth, instead exile it. That's really, really valuable in this set as well. Then return that card to its owner's hand. Activate only during your turn. The only during your turn makes sense until you look at like how good that Unearth section of it is.
Yeah.
You know? Then we also have another Mishra in the uncommon section. The Excavation Prodigy, 2 and red for a 2/1 Human Artificer with haste. Pay 1, tap it, discard a card, draw a card. Whenever you discard 1 or more artifact cards, you add 2 mana, triggers only once each turn. I think that's pretty solid, like early ramp.
Yep. Monastery Swiftspear got a reprint.
Yep.
The No One Left Behind seems like it shouldn't be a black card to me.
Which one's that? Oh yeah,
4 and a black. This spell costs 3 less to cast if it targets a creature card with mana value 3 or less. Return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield.
Fair.
Dying for the cause is overrated.
I also really like Recruitment Officer. It's a 2/1 1-drop, which is again good stats just as a raw beater. It's a human soldier. It's got 3 and a white. You look at the top 4 cards of the library. You can reveal a creature with mana value 3 or less from among them and put them into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom in a random order. I like that a lot. And a lot of these like white weenies decks or like Boros like aggro decks are gonna really, really like something like that.
Yeah. One that I like is Transmogrant Altar. It's 3 mana for an artifact. You can pay black and tap it to sacrifice a creature and add 3 colorless. Or you can pay 2 and tap it to sacrifice a creature, create a 3/3 colorless zombie artifact creature token, activate only as a sorcery.
Yeah.
I really like that. The human body, like any other machine, can be stripped for parts.
True. I also like the Third Path Iconoclast. 1 red or 1 blue, 1 red for 2/1 monk. Whenever you cast a non-creature, you get a 1/1 colorless artifact. That's great. Any of those things that like make it so when you're storming off, you actually are doing something to defend yourself. And I like the artwork on it a lot.
Yeah. I saw the Sarenth Steel Seeker, 1 in a green. I'm loving the art because it's like he's toying with a baby worm. Human Artificer Scout. Whenever an artifact enters the battlefield under your control, look at the top card of your library. If it's a land card, you may reveal it and put it into your hand. If you don't put that card into your hand, you may put it into the graveyard.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
I've got to talk about this trend. What is it? Am I missing something? Did you talk about Transmorgan Altar, Slothy?
Yes, I did.
Okay, yeah, okay. I was like, wait a minute. I think we may have cut that one. Yeah, it's very, very good. There's another one. I'm trying to find it. There's also Urza, Power Stone Prodigy, 2 and a blue. It's an uncommon one. 1/3. It has Vigilance. Pay 1, tap it, draw a card, discard a card. Whenever you discard one or more artifacts, you get a tapped Power Stone. Triggers only once each turn.
Yeah.
Again, it's an okay thing.
I don't like the Power Stone tokens.
Right. It's
such, just play something that makes like treasures.
Yeah, there's
it might be a one-time thing, but it's so much better.
There's one more card I wanted to talk about before we wrap this one, and I can't seem to find it.
Common? Uncommon?
So there's a few commons that are really worth mentioning. One is Gaia's Gift. It's an instant. It's 1 and a green. You put a 1/1 counter on target creature you control. It gains reach, trample, hexproof, and indestructible till end of turn.
Pretty good.
That's really, really good. Like solid encounter, solid protection, solid overrun. I like it a lot.
I would like, before we do anything else, I would like to mention these full art basic lands.
The mech lands, yeah.
I love them.
They're pretty cool.
They look dope, actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just seeing the forest one right now.
They're so good. I really like. I think the island ones or the first swamp one there is my favorite.
Do you know what, the island one, the very first one, it reminds me of like War of the Worlds, where like the big like thing just like rises up out of the water. Yeah.
Mm.
I know that Brian will like this next one as well. The next comment I want to talk about, the Lauren's Escape. 1 white mana for an instant. Target artifact or creature gains hexproof and indestructible till end of turn, and scry 1.
Yeah.
I like that.
Just very solid protection. It's really interesting to see as more and more single target removal becomes the law of the land in Commander, that they're getting so much cool protection spells in those slots as well. Because it definitely changes how you threat assess something like that. The ability to, I'm going to board wipe because I need to get rid of that one card, and that card surviving at 1 mana is really, really a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There is one. Why can't I find the card I'm looking for?
Well, while you look for it, what I think would be really cool is, you know how you're seeing like all these different mechs and stuff. Like there's a lot of people who enjoy like Gundam and a lot of like these other kind of mech, or even like the Mech Wars, stuff like that. Like I feel like you could get a lot of really cool proxies made with some really neat art to it. Because like I'm really loving a lot of these mechs, because to me they look like they're made like as if they're humans in like plate armor.
Yeah.
Like that to me just looks super cool and everything. And like me in my like D&D mind, I'm like seeing like these big guys with like all the plate shields and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Why can't I find the name of this card? I'm gonna go look at what I posted as. It's an uncommon that is the most like, I need so many of them because I think it's such a good card and I can't find it. It's one of them. Whenever a creature enters, if it has the same power and toughness, you can draw a card.
Definitely didn't see that one here.
I know. It's an artifact. I thought it was an uncommon.
We got Yotian, Yotian Dissident, green and a white, human artificer. Whenever an artifact enters the battlefield under your control, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control.
Hang on. I'm gonna find this card before this episode ends. You guys don't worry about this.
Yotian Tactician, 2 white and a blue. Other soldiers you control get +1/+1. That's a 3/4 human soldier.
That's a good one too. My mind brain knows that this card works.
Yotian Dissident. Did we talk about that one?
I just mentioned it. I think that one's super cool.
Oh, okay.
And the Tactician, sorry, because I just saw them side by side.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I only caught you talking about the Tactician.
No, both of them. Yodi and whatever looks to be good.
True, yeah.
The Odeon stuff does look pretty good. Why
Have you been able to find that card yet? Are you sure it exists, Dan?
I'm pretty sure I didn't dream this up. It came to me in a dream. You must believe me.
Maybe you're having like some deja vu stuff, and it's like from the next set that they're magically releasing, and you're like, I already know this card's real.
I already know it. I know this card existed. Why can't I find it? All right, well, I think it exists, and if I find it, I will post it again on Instagram because it's a very cool card.
Keep an eye out on Instagram.
Oh, wait. I think I may know where it might be. Just give me one more second. You guys vamp for a minute.
We still have another set coming out this year.
Oh, one of the funny cards that I've seen here that I think that it's a mole horror. Like some of the artists, I'll give you credit for like coming up with unique things here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Ravenous Gigamole, 3 and a black creature mole horror. When Ravenous Gigamole enters the battlefield, mill 3 cards. You may put a creature card from among the cards milled this way into your hand. If you don't, put a +1/+1 counter on Ravenous Gigamole.
I found it. My brain does work. Hooray! It's Symmetry Matrix.
Slowly, but
we get there. Symmetry Matrix is whenever a creature with power equal to its toughness enters the battlefield under your control, you can pay 1 if you do draw a card. It's a 3 mana or 4 mana artifact.
Yeah.
I knew that it existed somewhere. It's not on this list though that we're looking at. That is why.
Yeah, it is.
Is it?
Yeah.
Where?
It's like, well, for me, it's right above Third Path Iconoclast.
Well, I'm again not great at reading. So, is it in the uncommons there?
Yeah.
All right, well, good. Okay, it does exist. It does exist. I'm not losing my mind. Brian can't gaslight me.
He can certainly try.
Yeah, but no, that's one as well, because it's not non-token, right? Whenever a creature with power equal to its toughness enters, you can pay 1 if you do draw a card. That's great. That really, really is very valuable in those like white decks that need that mana and are creating like the lowly, like 1/1 kind of stuff. Really, really easy to buff it up and make them stronger. And then I really like the flavor text on it as well. The Achieving Perfection Simple. Watch, I'll do it twice.
That does sound like you.
Yeah. But yes, all right. Thank you guys for listening to me try and figure out how that card works. This was our double spoilers. Thank you so much for listening. Again, check out all of our content over at into99.com. Abyss Proxy Shop with the promo code IT99 if there's any of these that are a little expensive and out of reach and you just want to make those. There's lots of stuff. I want to know what everyone wants to build in this. I know that we all want to build some cool stuff from this. Like Brian generally doesn't like a lot of the spoiler stuff, and I think there's some stuff in here you like, hey?
Yeah. Definitely getting a little bit.
Yeah, and I know Slothy's got a bunch in this list he wants to make. Yeah, so again, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope everyone has a great week. Good luck with your pack pulls. I never crack anything good, so I'm going to buy some singles. Probably buy a box anyways too, but we know how it goes. And thank you so much for tuning in. I will chat with everyone later. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Peace.